Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever your time zone may be. My name is Relkin. I'm joined here by Drossi. Drossi, say something.
Good morning. It is such an exciting Saturday morning, right?
Yeah, I got up at, let's see, looking at my time, it says 9:12 on my clock right now to do commentary for this race.
You are a loyal teammate.
Yeah,
And
so
speaking
why am I a teammate? What's teammate about?
Well, we have I Like Big Boots, represented by zer0rush, going against Major Mistakes, represented by Alexhax. As luck would have it, my co-commentator Relkin happens to also be a member of I Like Big Boots here.
Whoa, I didn't know that. And I'm on his team.
Yeah, I mean, 6 weeks in, discovering who your teammates are, probably useful going into potentially the playoffs, right?
Sure thing. But no, I joke for the most part. Yes, so looking at the standings in the division that both these teams are in, the Lost Woods division, the Major Mistakes team is trying to avoid relegation to the lower league since the bottom teams in each division get relegated to the open league. And I Like Big Boots. They are trying to make the playoffs, and they have a decent shot at it, but it's going to take some work.
Yeah, the challenge is that there are 5 teams at the top of the division competing for 3 playoff spots. Looking at who's playing whom, you're probably going to need at least 27 points to make the playoffs. So I Like Big Boots basically needs to win this game and be able to pull off a win against Last Locationers next week. And oddly enough, Major Mistakes, this game doesn't have much importance for them because they're playing Team Hime next week, which is the other team that might be relegated. And either way, Flute on Uncle. Either way, Major Mistakes would have to drop both games to Team Hime to be relegated, regardless of whether they win or lose now. This is a good start.
Yeah. They're going to be really thankful that they went to Uncle to start this seed.
And Thieves Big, Swamp Small, we're just getting like all the important keys.
And apparently both runners already forgot they had the mirror because they could have just hit L or R there and just hit the Y button and saved like a second walking out of the sanctuary there. But hey, it's okay.
It adds up over the course of a game when you're frequently saving and restoring to Sanctuary, though with the Flute, I doubt they'll be doing too much saving and restoring. And they're both doing the Lumberjack check without boots. Some runners like to check Lumberjack off the bat regardless. Some prefer to wait until they have the boots.
Yeah, some runners just like to do this because they also like to see both tree pole and bush crab prizes in case those are useful. So I like doing this too, just because I like to get resources early, especially in a mode like Keith Sanity where things are less common to find, like bombs, rupees. So I understand it. Also, to note that we got the Thieves Town big key out of Link's house, so that is a required big key that is just sitting right there for us to freely get. So that's a good thing, I guess. And there's another freely get big key, the Turtle Rock big key,
also required.
We won't say no to big keys named T because we need both of those.
And while we still don't have a weapon, at least that boomerang lets us stun enemies.
In fact, if they want to, coming out of the Lost Woods, they can stun one of these guards up here and throw bushes at it to see what it drops. That will give us the stun prize. And that could be useful. Could be entirely useless, though. We'll see. zer0rush probably thinking he had boots there, because I saw what he was trying to do there. He
was trying to bonk the rock to get a bum, or?
I think so. Let's see, now Alexhax is doing exactly what I thought he might do. Okay, well, Meh.
I mean, if bow winds up being our first weapon, that could be useful.
Good. You're right. It looks like Alexhax is attempting to do blind set without bombs. We'll see if this pays off for him.
Sometimes it does. 4 chests down there where you can get bombs. I guess zer0rush is hoping that maybe he'll find some in the back of the tavern here. Ah, it does pay off for Alex. Oh, zer0rush isn't even gonna risk it.
I understand it. You don't want to walk in there and have to come back later for one item.
zer0rush, did you forget you have the mirror and can just, block delete in there?
Yes, he did.
He's really forgetting the mirror.
I'm gonna have a talk with him after this.
And meanwhile, Alex, having found bombs, can take the more standard routing through Cackwell. We got an ether medallion. Don't know if we'll need it yet. Okay, yeah. zer0rush supposedly likes big boots, so I hope he goes to Cackwell soon. I mean, it looks like he's going to do a Houlihan, and then he'll go to Cac and buy bombs. And
yeah, that's exactly what he's going to be doing. So he'll happen upon those boots shortly. Okay, I know that in the past zer0rush likes to try and optimize his Houlihan play here, so I appreciate him walking into the cave, like, because that will basically guarantee he is good to have this Houlihan. I don't know why he walks south there. That's
yeah, it's like that almost wrecks the Houlihan.
Yeah, if you go too far south, it corrects the camera, so you want to be careful when you do that.
Ooh, and Samaria and the chicken hut. So we've gotten some useful items out of Cac, and definitely, back of the tavern had a pod small key, and we are going to need quite a few of those.
Okay, so zer0rush is quick swapping, so I hope he sees that mirror and is like, wait a minute. I've been... Alright. So am I correct in seeing that Alexhax did not have the money for bottle vendor?
That, I believe, is correct.
So that will be a check that we'll see on zer0rush's side that we did not see on Alexhax's side. It does not make a huge deal because the flute, we had the flute early, so it doesn't really take long to get it all. But it is something we've not seen yet. Aha!
Okay. I think Alexhax might want to get 100 rupees quickly.
Yes, indeed. That is a required item. Hard required item. Okay. Now this I like. zer0rush choosing to go to the wall first.
Did you see what was on Race Game?
Oh god, was it another glove?
Yes.
Okay.
So we'll have Titan's mitts coming out of Cac in less than 10 minutes.
Yeah, at least on one side. Alright, but zer0rush now feeling more comfortable with those boots on his feet. Oh, he hit the flute button. Oh, goodness.
Oh. That would have been bad if he had been picked up.
Alexhax, please. It's only 9:20 in the morning for me.
And that early mushroom and early Samaria mean once we either get Dark World access or a hammer, we can fake powder magic that.
That is true, yeah. Since we already have the mitts, it just takes a Moon Pearl / hammer.
And that's probably why the runners haven't simply fluted to 2 and done the mushroom turn-in.
Alright, so more new checks on Alexhax's side. zer0rush did not have any weapons to deal with mini Moldorm Caves, so we'll see some 5 fresh checks here. Opting to use Samaria after that nice little magic drop. Not little. It was a big magic drop.
He just threw the block out the door.
That one looked at it funny. Looked at him funny. I don't think he wanted it.
Oh, and I liked how zer0rush, had his trigger finger on the flute and then ran off the screen as soon as he saw the Titan's mitts there.
So there really wasn't much to speak about in Mini Moldrum Cave. I think there's like a heart container, but that was basically it. And maybe a mail upgrade?
With those Titan's mitts, I wonder if we'll see an early check of King's Tomb and if there might be progression there.
Probably, but we're gonna see the mire area look from zer0rush already, since we have mere flute and mitts.
Go in the backside of desert.
Something like that, or checkerboard cave. Could even Super Bunny into the mire shed if you wanted to.
Don't get murdered by the murder dactyl.
Okay, what he's trying to do here is time. Okay, so he did it. He's trying to time his entry into the mire shed and his Y press. And the mirror on the same frame you enter a cave or underworld puts you in Super Bunny state, and that lets you open chests as a bunny.
So while we were focusing on all that, oh, that ether is for mire. Okay, good to know. We'll need a sword to use it, of course. But I missed what was in Ice Rod Cave.
Oh, that's a good 300 there for Alexhax.
Yeah, finally getting enough money to pay the bottle vendor. He just needs to get back there.
It's too bad that the game doesn't give out like 600 rupee drops or something like that, because that would have been enough for Zora. Oh, hey, speaking of Zora.
Whoa. So unbeknownst to Alexhax, what he just did is actually in logic.
Yeah. Which he's going to find out shortly, because he's heading the same direction. Well, I guess he's doing Agina first, for some reason. Oh, there's the hammer. Fake powder, anyone?
Yeah. Well, probably checkerboard and Agina while you're in the area.
Oh, right. Thank you,
Moon
chat.
Pearl and checkerboard would always be interesting. I've seen it before.
Thank you, chat. As we had been harping on the idea that, he didn't have money for the glove, and I completely forgot that he still has not picked up said glove. Alexhax, that is.
Moon Pearl and checkerboard, dream dead. Oh, and Alex is going to do the mushroom turn-in because he doesn't know about the hammer.
Did he save and quit after Agina?
I believe so, yes. So I guess he can save Scum it if it comes to it.
Or not.
And that time zer0rush remembered to mirror out of Sanctuary.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
I'm guessing he's doing Bonk Rocks, and then he'll do, like, King's Tomb and Back of Escape.
Yeah, that's probably what he's doing here, because he'll be able to finish off with the Back of Escape to route efficiently. That will leave Graveyard Ledge orphaned. But if Moon Pearl was one of these checks, then he kind of had no choice in that matter.
Which means Alex really needs to get back to Bottle Bender if it turns out that King's Tomb is something.
Yeah, he'll make his way back. I'm sure that was like, oh man, I'm too bad I don't have money for Bottle Bender first trip to Kakariko. That's you never want to leave that game behind. Hey, there's the Fire Rod.
Doesn't really do anything for us immediately, other than gives us logical access to Dark Cross.
Yes.
But I don't think logic would stop these runners from checking Dark Cross anyway.
Hey, look, a hook shot.
Yeah, we now have full Death Mountain access. We could even Super Bunny Cave if we wanted to.
That is also true. Yeah, we did already see one Super Bunny.
We could also Herapot and do Tower of Hera that way.
In chat, the answer is yes.
Yeah, as chat's saying, like, we found so much and no swords. And that hookshot sure made Mini Moldorm Cave a lot easier for zer0rush than it was for Alex. Wonder if he'll grab those 50 rupees. Nope.
So, interesting thing here to note, zer0rush is going to be 41 rupees short for Zora once he goes to Waterfall Cave. Do you think he might spend time farming?
That's a lot to farm.
It is. Although...
And the stun prize was just arrows, so it's not like he can do... Ooh.
Yeah.
Speaking of arrows...
Oh, wait, there was a 50 here. Heck yeah.
Oh, okay. Guess we're seeing Zora.
Yay. I like seeing Zora. Big old fish.
And Alex is not going to Herapot. He is just going to do the checks and logic.
All right, so yeah, there was a bow in Hera, so that is another important item for us. There are two of them though, since progressive bows are a thing in V30. We're still V31, right? I lose track of the numbers.
Yeah, I think we're 31.0.7.
Yeah, there was a recent update that came out about a week ago, I want to say. Yeah, it was actually the start of this week, I want to say, because it was after all the mystery seeds happened.
And zer0rush saving a few seconds by fluting back to 8 rather than running down. Okay, nothing in lower paradox. Or is that upper paradox?
Don't even start with that. The spoiler log makes me hate reading that stupid cave.
Yeah, I call that lower paradox where he just was in this upper paradox, but the spoiler log calls it the other way around.
Hey, now Alex has money for Zora.
And Dark World Exodus. Which might take him away from that hammer, honestly.
Oh, good point, yeah. If he decides to go to the Village of Outcasts area early, he might regret it.
But it does mean that while he's here, he can do Dark Death Mountain.
He will have to do it from the bottom, though, so he will be doing Spiral here in a second, I believe.
Oh, right. No hammer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but he can get that big key, though. That is available to him. Alex, thank you.
And zer0rush also is not trying fake powder unless he's... Did he just save and quit? I don't think so.
Looks like
he did. I guess he did. So, okay.
See, we're just slow. We just miss things like that.
Well, we were also, caught up in, the Moon Pearl and everything that opened up. Oh, and there's the real powder. So, moot point with all that. So yeah, 2 more checks in Super Bunny Cave, 4 in Hookshot Cave, and then there's that big key on Floating Island, which could be useful.
Alex messing up the Super Bunny strat where you hookshot through the blocks there. Actually, it's with Quick Swap. You can Quick Swap over some mirror to make the last one easier.
So Relkin, I was just thinking, when zer0rush goes to Dark Death Mountain. If Turtle Rock is Ether, do you go into Turtle Rock this early in the game?
We only have one small key, so we would not be able to do a whole lot in Turtle Rock. So, I mean, I guess while you're there, it's not a huge time investment to do it. So if you get a sword, then I suppose, that is on the table.
You have the Fire Rod, though, so you can do, like, the first 3 easily.
Yeah, seeing that the medallion is Quake, though, we will need to find the Quake medallion as well.
Okay, so it's less of a decision.
Ooh, taking a fall there in Hookshot K from Alexhax. Okay, so I was actually also going to point out that we got a bottle off the old man, and I was saying that could make a difference, but no, there was a bottle in Hookshot Cave, so forget that,
Other than I'd rather have blue goo than green goo.
Yeah, that's also true.
Especially if you're zer0rush and just spent all your money on a love lesson.
Chad also pointing out that zer0rush can beat Hera thanks to finding that hammer. Hammer is one of the weapons that you can use to kill Molorm.
So, big key to Eastern. And with the bow, the Fire Rod even puts Armos Knights in logic.
Yes it does, actually. That is very interesting. Okay, now we have 2 Turok monkeys. That one being locked behind the Hera big key. Not that we really care.
Yeah, so now if Quake shows up, you could get all the way to Laser Bridge.
So Alexhax still has not done King's Tomb or the Mire area, so he does not have the Fire Rod or Hammer. So he's going into Skullwoods without the Fire Rod.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because once zer0rush goes to the Dark World, he'll be able to do so much more. We will need that Mire big key, though.
Man, every big key we've gotten so far has been required. That's a really good track record for this seed.
Yeah, we only need Pod and Desert at this point.
And GT.
Oh, right, that one that I always forget.
It's not like there's a guessing game made for it after all.
It's always nice when you have the Cane of Samaria when you're doing this room in Skullwoods. So now zer0rush is going to be like, well, I didn't need to save Scum.
It doesn't hurt. It loses like a few seconds to save Scum, and if you find powder later.
Now, we don't have any Skullwood small keys, so Alex may well have to save and quit out of here.
Oh, that's right, he doesn't. So he'll be done after Pinball Room, most likely. Which I guess is why he routed the way he did.
I mean, he could have stolen the key from the back, but then if you don't find another one, you could be out of key when you go to do Moth.
Yeah, we don't have a sword yet either, so it's kind of out of the question for Moth.
Well, it would be funny if our first sword is in that chest in the hallway in the back of Skullwoods.
Starting in Sanctuary, but still not going to King's Tomb.
So zer0rush will get the portal open, but then discover that he can't actually open TR.
Well, for two reasons.
Right, sword. I'm not used to not having a sword like 24 minutes in. When it's not swordless. Hey, there's a TR small key in logic.
Hey, yeah, that's our third one.
So if we just get a sword and an ice rod, we can actually do it.
Yeah, Quake.
All right.
zer0rush getting his Eastern big key as well. Wouldn't be surprised to see him go straight to Eastern. Maybe even bring the portal with him and do pod. Although I definitely will see him, doing a full clearable dungeon over, pod.
Hey, and there's the Hera big key, which actually, puts that other Turtle Rock small key in logic. And means Alex will be able to check the big chest when he goes back to Hera, once he has a weapon with which to beat Moldorm. We're really coming up with all those GT small keys, too. We're up to like 3?
Yeah, looks like it.
Interesting that Zero decided against opening pod while he was in the area.
Yeah, he looked like he wanted to for a second, then realized, maybe I should just stick with the dungeon I can full clear.
Okay. Swamp's green pendant and... Oh, and there's our pod big key, so yes, he could have,
Okay. Okay, so technically he could beat pod and Eastern both if he wanted to. I kind of advise against it without a sword or lamp.
Yeah, but at least he has the fire rod.
Yeah, oh, that's true. The fire rod can light those torches is just fine. Navigating the dark maze to get those, 3 chests might be a bit of a pain, though.
Well, he only has one pod small key. He couldn't get to the dark maze. Or, if he did, he wouldn't be able to also beat Helmasaur. So I was thinking we also are fully equipped to beat Swamp. We'd have to skip the big chest, but we can do the entire rest of the dungeon.
Yes.
Again,
yes, I was actually going to point that out. We can full clear Swamp for the most part, except for that big chest.
No sword makes it a bit annoying, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too concerned about no sword for Swamp.
Menu boss.
If I get the big key to Swamp and I still have a sword, I'm gonna do Swamp anyway. So I'm actually I'm already thinking about go mode, Drossi, because I'm only seeing 7 things that we need for go mode. No, 9 things. Actually, 9 things.
And 3 of, 2 of them are big keys.
3 of them, actually. GT.
Desert GT, and what's the third?
Meyer. No, we had that one. Never mind.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
I feel like zer0rush got the Meyer big key, wasn't it in CAC?
Where was that big key?
I thought Meyer big key was in CAC and both of the runners got it.
I do remember it being really early, yes.
I want to say back of Tavern? Nice Samaria strats by Alex against blind there. Oh, and that opens Hera Basement. Let's hope there's nothing in there.
Yeah, now Alex... Well, no, he still doesn't have the hammer. Never mind. He needs to get to desert, like, ASAP.
And he doesn't have a fire source either, so he couldn't do Hera Basement even if he wanted to.
Oh, right, yeah, he needs to get to King's Tomb, too. Well, I mean, he could actually do King's Tomb with the Graveyard Ledge, so that's not out of the realm of possibilities.
Rob Sick Kid's piggy bank in the meantime. Oh, and since he doesn't have the hammer, he's probably gonna do Magic Bat at some point in here, I would think.
Yeah, he's gonna do it with Smith Chain. Well, I guess he can do it here?
I'm surprised he didn't want to do Dig Game first.
I think what he's going to do is flute away with the purple chest after he turns in the Smith and does Magic Bet. Or... Okay, never mind. So now he's basically foregoing purple chest here.
But he's also foregoing everything en route to turning in purple chest, like Dig Game, K45, Stumpy.
Those are like basically on the path he still is not taking yet. I think he will visit those at some point.
And Magic Bat was a dud for all that.
Can't have it all.
So zer0rush is going to do a Hype Cave play, and will he go into Swamp while he's in the neighborhood?
Good possibility.
Hey, we got a full row of hearts on Alex's side. It's like the seed of everything but sword. I kind of wonder if we'll be in sword mode at some point.
That Meyer Bicky was in Skullwoods.
Oh, that's why zer0rush doesn't have it. Got it.
So 2 big keys, 2 small keys, 2 swords, Ice Rod, Quake. 8 items. So that said Hera and what other dungeon? Meyer.
Yeah, apparently Meyer.
And Turok is our final pendant. So we have full crystal information.
Of course, you know what that means if Turtle Rock's a pendant. Ice Rod in GT.
Oh, great. Can't wait.
We've had a lot of seeds this week with Turtle Rock as a pendant. Okay, so Alex is going back for the purple chest now.
So zer0rush not heading to Swamp like we originally thought.
Well, since he does have those mitts, he can just make his way up to Village of Outcasts from this side.
That is true. He can do Dig Game before the Smith Chain. I'm trying to remember. Does zer0rush get anything out of Eastern?
I don't think so. I mean, other than a crystal.
And the pod big key was in Saha Closet, so that was something required from the area.
Wonder where Lamp is for all that.
Considering we got the flute as our mountain access, that lamp could almost be anywhere at this point. We will get the check of the hammer pegs on zer0rush's side, since no hammer on Alexhax's side.
And he can't actually do a hammer dash because he has no sword.
Oh, he can hammer dash. He just can't. He just won't be able to dash through the pegs.
Doesn't make it a very useful hammer dash if you can't actually hit things with it.
Something I'm interested that Alexhax didn't actually do this. But he actually could have just dashed in a dark world and let that purple chest behind, and to just mirror at the purple chest guy to turn him in, because there's a fancy, follower glitch that the game thinks that you have the purple chest basically the entire time you're in a dark world, and like upon entering the light world, it still thinks you have it, and since you're right next to the purple chest guy, you can just turn it in. But either way, that is the quick medallion on purple chest, so that is required, and so zer0rush is doing the right thing here, grabbing the purple chest.
Yeah, who would have thought we'd wind up in a situation where our only impediment from getting to try next, though we still can't beat him without the ice rod, would be a sword.
Certainly not us, I guess. Is the answer to that question.
Well, I'm just not used to being in situations where you have the medallions for opening Meyer and TR, and you're 35 minutes in and can't actually open them because you don't have a sword.
Okay. Now, Alexhax is making his way to desert.
And he's going to feel silly when he realizes how long ago he could have gotten that hammer. And zer0rush does not want to do Skullwoods without a sword. I don't totally blame him.
I blame either.
What did we get off of Hobo?
50 rupees.
Oh, right, because it was the money that then let him do Zora.
So that is the third Turtle Rock key for zer0rush.
Yeah, with the game giving us the medallions for both Meyer and TR so early, and the big keys for both of them, you really have to wonder where the sword is. That said, we really have most of the rest of the game open to us. I mean, we could do Ice Palace. It's not in logic without keys. But we could easily clear the thing. Well, depends whether you consider hammer strats on Cold Stare to be easy.
Hex looking to make the play to Hobo now.
It is kind of curious that we haven't found any other pod small keys.
Okay, considering Pod's a crystal, that is a bit surprising. We've seen all the turn rock keys, even though that's a pendant. That's a little backwards. Most all the turn rock keys.
I mean, there could be some vanilla Pod small keys. Pod certainly has enough chests. What does Pod have? 14 chests?
Yes, 14 checks. I say checks because one of them's the boss, and that's not a chest.
Fair enough.
Semantics, right? Like potato,
Yeah.
potato.
Well, that's like we have to be careful when talking about GT Basement because one of them's the torch. So, looks like Alex may finally be getting that fire rod, but orphaning Graveyard Ledge in the process.
We didn't see him pick him up, but you know, we know it's there, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
So it looks like Zero's going to do a hammer blind fight, which is probably easier than a Samaria blind fight. And Alex is going to open Pod, and he'll get that big key from Saha, so we will find out soon if there's anything useful in it, at least if he doesn't give us a slideshow presentation of Pod. And I guess zer0rush is gonna check Graveyard Ledge and maybe give us a look at Bumper Ledge on the way. Yep. Ooh.
Yeah, that. We kind of want that.
Maybe.
I'd say go get it as soon as you get the cape.
Oh yeah, definitely. You don't want to risk skipping it, but at the same time, we don't know where the cape is.
All right, so we will get to see Graveyard Ledge after all this seed, even though it is kind of out of the way considering we've already done all the other boots checks here.
Well, and with the flippers, it wouldn't surprise me if zer0rush does Catfish after this. But I really want to see Pod.
You might see it in a second after Alexhax completes Eastern, which is, you know, the correct play considering he can full clear it.
Oh, certainly. It's just, you know, have to wait for him to go through Eastern, have to wait for zer0rush to get over to Catfish. So I guess this is a good time to say follow the runners. That didn't look like it went into the circle.
Oh, trust me. The game knows what the game knows.
Because sometimes I've seen runners throw things and it looked like it did go into the circle and Catfish doesn't pop up. We haven't actually seen Pyramid Ledge yet, have we?
No, we haven't.
But it
zer0rush
looks,
may be cleaning up Hera now.
yeah, looks like we will be seeing a coffee break.
Could also maybe do Spike Cave. He had some bottles. I don't know if he has a red potion or anything like that. I think he has a blue potion.
He does have a blue. I think that's just enough hearts to get through with a blue potion. Not in logic, of course. But...
Oh yeah, that's definitely enough. You know, I think you need at least 7 to maybe 8 to do it with a potion. So 10 is more than enough.
Yeah, and the hook shot helps. He's got the coffee break set up. So I wonder if the number 22 had some significance to the developers, because there are 22 tiles here, there are 22 tiles in GT tile room, there are 22 checks in GT basement, not counting the big chest.
It's just an affinity with a number, I guess.
Oh, Bugnet, that's a win right there.
Yeah, too bad this isn't swordless, where that actually is useful. Does seem like swordless, though.
Yeah, we're gonna have to cut the curtains to get to Aga anyway. And speaking of swordless, this room that Alexhax is in is really annoying without a sword, because normally you just charge up your sword, do a spin attack, and you down 6 popos at once.
That's a great find for zer0rush. That opens up a big key, and he can maybe save his potions. Or he's not going to do Spike Cave after all. Never mind.
I'm actually a little bit surprised, you know, given that he just got the cape, why wouldn't he do Spike Cave?
Make a liar out of me, why don't you, zer0rush?
Team meeting time?
Yes. That is the best opportunity he had to do Spike Cave right there.
Guess we'll see at what point Alex goes and does Hera, and if he does Spike Cave as part of it. But first, Pod!
Yeah, we will be seeing some new checks here on Alex's side. We only have 1 key to do Pod, though. Wondering if he's thinking about trying to go kill Helmethor with his 1 key.
Ice Smallkey, that does help with routing. So now Ice Palace is fully in logic.
Yeah, we can full clear ice now.
Though again, Hammer Cold Stare isn't exactly my idea of a fun day.
zer0rush, I'm sure. I think he'll be fine. He has a green potion. I'm sorry, blue potion, so he can. He basically has 20 hearts at this point.
Well, he also has a blue and 2 greens, so he could just do Cold Stare on Fire Rod.
So just a heart container, and what else on the right side of Pod right there?
I missed it. Ooh, that bonk didn't work too well.
Just like he missed that bonk. Now, positioning on that bonk there is a bit precise.
And he gets your favorite item.
Oh, don't even. Alex is really thinking about what he wants to do here. Looks like he's going to go to the back. Go for density. Or is he?
Having second thoughts. But now he needs to redo that switch.
Missing that bonk again. I will laugh if this chest right here is a sword for zer0rush.
Well, that's what I was saying when Alex came through to begin with.
Yeah, that's true. Nope.
Okay.
So Alexhax is in fact going to beat Pod with his one small key he came in with.
And meanwhile, if you're zer0rush, do you do swamp or ice after this?
Probably ice because you can full clear it. That swamp big chest does require the big key. Don't have that yet. Alternatively, if we had gotten a swamp big key off the bumper ledge, you'd be seeing, going to swamp basically immediately. But that was not the case.
Oh, and just for chat's benefit, while Ice Palace does have 2 small keys, 1 small key plus Cane of Samaria puts the whole thing in logic.
Ooh, getting a little low on the fire rod shots there. Although he did have potions, Alexhax did need to light that torch to see what he was doing in here. And I am proud of zer0rush for remembering to save and quit out of Skullwoods and not waste his key by accident.
Yeah, we'll kind of need that for the back since we haven't seen any yet. And you were right about him going to ice.
Yeah, we have every key we need to beat it and to clear it entirely. We have the Cane of Samaria to make it fast, even.
Well, Zero doesn't have the small key. That was in Pod.
That is true.
Alex, this is interesting. I would usually just grab a bow here.
So he actually could have done a number of different things there. Like you said, the bow. He could just try and tank the hits with the hammer. Or he could opt to use the hook shot and set up hook speed or spin speed. And that will extend the hitbox of the hammer onto Helmosaur.
Oh, and there's our other Ice Palace small key, so I guess we didn't need that one in Pod.
Yeah. So the things you could do for routing an Ice Palace, I was thinking about this the other day. So when you have 0 small keys coming in, you actually don't want to hit the switch. But if you have a small key, you do want to hit the switch. I will explain in just a little bit, though. Let's see. Looks like Alexhax is walking out of Pod when he could just mirror and flute.
Yeah, I was discussing this with someone the other day that I would think mirroring and fluting to 5, even if you still want to be in the Dark World, that would still be slightly faster than walking all the way out.
Yeah, only slightly, though.
But we will see Pyramid Ledge here, I think. Yeah, okay. He was going up the right side, so I wasn't sure if he was going to skip it for some reason.
And there's our lamp sitting in Ice Palace.
Always shows up when you least expect it.
And a sword!
Fighter Sword Cold Stare strats, anyone?
Now, if only zer0rush had gone to ice first before Skullwoods.
Because that's such a logical way to approach the game.
Right.
And, 52-minute first sword. That'll be great to see in the credits.
Okay, so back to the key discussion. If you have at least one small key, you hit the switch, and then you go to Ice Tea Room this direction, like zer0rush is doing. If you don't hit the switch. And that way, when you do the freeze ore chest and the big chest, you can just fall down after the big chest, fall down, and then you go to Ice Tea from those little blocks that you push down to hit the switch near Cold Stare. That way, you get a small key, and regardless if you have the cane or not, actually, well, it's more so if you have the cane, you can actually just use the cane to suppress that switch block. But the game was nice enough to give us an Ice Palace small key in the first chest, so it's kind of moot at this point.
And there is finally our second pod key.
Yes, indeed. And a big key. That's a required big key then.
Yeah. So our only remaining required big key that we'd need is GT. But yes, as you were saying, right, the ice big key, which means that the Hera big key is hard required too to get the cape.
Yes, it was. Oh, this was making my head hurt. I do like this routing decision here from Alexhax to get Graveyard Ledge from this direction. This is a good routing decision. I'm always a fan of people that decide to hook across to do Graveyard Ledge.
You know, I never knew about hooking across until I was an adult.
I'm sure a lot of people didn't know, so you're not alone in that.
And meanwhile, I've talked to people in the community who never thought to hammer down the route south and only ever hooked across.
Mm-hmm. That's actually a good point. Like, depending on how you like explored the game, you could have seen those, you know, those little rocks or whatever across the pond and be like, oh, that's how I'm supposed to get over there, you know?
Or actually, I think I was talking to someone who thought before you get the Titan's Mitts, the only way to get to the village of outcasts was to hook across. Okay, so Alex now sees that big key, and he'll have to, at some point, go up to Hera. Which is actually a more appealing play for him because he still hasn't beaten Moldorm.
Yeah, now that we have the sword too, we can actually go ahead and do Mire completely.
And as long as we're willing to skip Lava Chest, we can do all of Turtle Rock except for Trinex. And, you know, the Ice Rod could be in TR.
It's true. I would more focus on beating dungeons that you can, you know, without a doubt, be done with.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm just thinking, though, like, because all we need at this point, I mean, we'll need another sword upgrade to be able to defeat Ganon, but then 2 Castle Tower Keys, GT Big, and Ice Rod, right?
Mm-hmm. 2 Castle Tower Keys, the GT Big Key, Ice Rod, and a sword.
Right.
So is that 5 things?
Yeah, I mean, preferably yet another sword. Don't really want to be doing Master Sword Silverless.
In terms of preference, yes, I agree. But in terms of what is, you know, the minimum needed things to beat the game, we're looking for 5 things, I want to say.
And if it does come to Master Sword Silverless, since we don't have half magic, it's nice that we got that lamp. Oh.
Well.
So, that GT Big Key was Sphere 1.
Yeah, always fun to see that.
I mean, we didn't really have any weapons when they were doing Uncle, so I can understand why they didn't go in there at the time, but...
So,
Yeah.
actually, I can see zer0rush doing Mire now. That will give him the 5 and 6 crystals. And he could do pyramid checks with the castle. So I think that's what his plan is here. Well, we shall see, but that's at least what I think his plan is.
And we still have those pesky Castle Tower Keys to worry about, which could be literally anywhere except on Lumberjack. Ooh, Cane of Burna is a nice little bonus. And with that, I would be really surprised if Alex doesn't do Spike Cave when he goes up to do Hera.
So I just noticed something. We actually can get into GT now.
Yep, because we can beat all the crystal dungeons and we have the big key now. Or, well, Alex has it. We know where it is. Oh, right. Alex hasn't been to ice, so he doesn't actually have the lamp yet.
He is down to 1 heart. He is dead.
And while he has potions, he does not have a fairy. So does he go back and try again? He does.
It's a quick enough check. I can understand it.
And he's at better health now with the refill after taking the death.
Nothing on left side of Meyer, as usual. I hate left side of Meyer and Key Sanity.
So do I. I mean, you gotta basically think to full clear everything, but it's still annoying.
Hey! We've been looking for one of those.
And maybe that'll also get zer0rush into the Hyrule Castle area. He might do Front of Escape, and also get the 2 chests out of Castle Tower. It's funny, though, even at this point, his entrance to Castle Tower will be via Cape.
Yeah. Which was hard required this seed. So 3 things still needed. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, at this point, I would probably go into Castle Tower as part of that whole routing. Like you were saying, you can do Pyramid Fairy and then Mirror. But, you know, the possibility of maybe coming up with a sword in there is tempting enough.
Yeah, and we know for a fact, because zer0rush was the one that checked the big bomb shop to see what the red crystals were, so he does have that information that this will be his second red crystal. So right there, there's a little speed strat there. Instead of falling off right next to where the chest was, you can actually dash all the way down to the staircase and then take a fall, and that will take less time for the camera to scroll down because you're saving more time by dashing to scroll the camera down faster. Just a little like half a second time save.
That's a good one that I didn't know about.
Maybe a little more.
I assume Alex is an old man cave because I didn't see where he went.
I think so. Yeah, he hasn't done this check yet. So you also saw zer0rush throw a cane block into the pit. That actually sets the altitude variable in the game to 255, which is, you know, that's the highest value can be. And that actually affects values like the splash damage, a Y position for the fire rod shots. And so that can be used in that super tile where the switch is in the room above to hit it from below and speed up that process.
And is that then also why he did, in the next room, he did the fire rod shot for Spooky much lower than I usually see?
Yes, that is exactly why. You're absolutely right.
How do people figure this stuff out?
All right, pull out that potion, please. Thank you.
Kind of surprised he's not just throwing a few bombs in there. Okay, now he's good. And Alexhax is on his way to get the all-important bug net, and oh, we finally got our second sword!
Alex, you might be stuck. Alex might be stuck.
Guess we'll find out.
Because he is right on that corner where the game can't push you out of the blocks. Although we'll see. But either way, that will be a time loss if he snaps into a stuck position there and he'll have to mirror and do the tile room all over again. Honestly, the safe strat would be just to mirror immediately, but he's already been waiting way too long. Yep, he's stuck.
Oh.
That's not going to work. You're invincible. Sorry.
Yeah, and I don't think you can throw a boomerang at the right angle either.
So according to chat, thank you Goomba and Azdur, you can actually save yourself with a cane block. I believe that it somehow can snap you out of places. It's kind of similar to a major glitch where you do door glitches with the cane. I think that's the same concept.
And T Sigma pointing out that, well, Alexhax is just living up to his team name. He's not even going to try for a coffee break this time.
I am curious to know, though, Azdur or Goomba, does that work the same way as the major glitch with the cane and doorways? I'm not sure if you guys know, but I just figured I'd ask.
Now he's just going to be like, I did all this for a bug net. Tile's behaving pretty well today. Wow.
Yeah, that was really quick.
And that is our last TR small key.
So now we can absolutely do everything but try next in Turtle Rock.
Which makes me wonder if Ice Rod might be somewhere other than GT, because the game seems to really want to be pushing us towards TR.
What, that's a good point. I wonder if maybe there's something like a small key to pod on the pedestal, because we've only seen 2 of those small keys.
Yeah, and we don't have a book, so we can't even check.
Or if it's just all the pod keys are just hiding in TR or something like that. Oh, zer0rush not doing Pyramid Fairy like I thought he might, so this is a bit inefficient if he was ever planning to do Pyramid Fairy. But either way, he's going to get a GT big key.
I will laugh if Ice Rod shows up in Spike Cave.
Yeah, I mean, zer0rush did have an opportunity to go check Spike Cave after Hera. He did not take it, though. Probably was too fixated on that big key on a bumper ledge, which was required anyway, so I can't fault him for that. So we are only missing Ice Rod and the last Castle Tower small key.
Though it would sure be nice if we could get another Sword or Silvers. Oh, and here is the Spike check.
Yes, we did not see this on zer0rush's side, so this is a new check.
And if there's something in here, you may have to have a talk with him.
Alexhax having plenty of health, but also having both the blue cane and the cape to make it easy to get through here. zer0rush, you're safe for now.
So yeah, what's left? There's Pyramid Fairy, there's Castle Tower, in terms of what to check. There's all of Swamp except for the big chest. There's some amount of stuff in Pod.
Yeah, with 2 small keys, there's only actually one check we have not seen that is in logic, and that is the Stealthos Basement check. That does not require any small keys if you have the hammer and bow.
Oh, zer0rush.
Go ahead.
Did you know why he was trying to save his magic there? Because normally you'd just fire rod the 2 guards in the first room.
It's a good question. Maybe he just wasn't thinking about it at the time. He had Master Sword, which is in NMG, you have Master Sword for this room, so. But anyways, I was gonna say there. If you have the hammer and bow, certain checks in pod require no small keys. If you certain checks require 3 or 4 small keys, and then other checks require 5 or 6 small keys. Helmasaur always requires 6. The other checks that require 6 are the Harmless Hellway, the Big Key Chest, and the 3 checks, the Big Chest and the 2 Dark Maze Chests. Those all require 6. Or in rare cases, in non-entrance, where it requires 5 small keys because either the first bow or the hammer is locked behind something in those checks. And then same thing, the same concept goes with the 3 and 4 small key locked ones, where the few back chests that like the Compass Chest and the 2 Dark Basement chests, those require 4 or 3 depending on the hammer and bow locations.
So looks like Alex is taking the hint from that Ice Palace Big Key and going to Ice, which will be good for him.
Yes, he will not be leaving that Desert Big Key behind thanks to his trip to Hera.
And he'll finally be getting a sword, you know, more than an hour 10 into the seed.
It's only an hour 10, not a huge deal, right? I mean, come on. Yeah, I'd be pretty annoyed seeing a sword that late. Didn't Mothula drop a sword?
Vitreous.
No, sorry, Vitreous. So that's a sword lock sword. Just like to point that out.
And we still have no idea where the other 2 are.
They could be also sword locked for all we care.
Right, we could have a Vanilla Sword and Pyramid Fairy, which would necessarily be tempered or higher.
Yeah, because we're forced to pick up the Master Sword off Vitreous, right? So zer0rush can actually go to the back of pod to do a few checks that Alex did not do. I can see him maybe skipping Harmless Hellway here because he has the big key to pod so he can beat the dungeon. zer0rush, don't do it.
No, you don't want to hammer jump now.
Thank you, okay.
You do it after these 3. Alex. Okay. I was afraid he was having trouble there with Icebreaker. Half magic is a welcome find.
zer0rush will not say no to that. I imagine that all the rest of the Pockeys are just like sitting in Swamp or in Turtle Rock at this point. So we haven't seen much other checks outside of that.
Or as you said, there could be one on Ped.
That's true.
Well, Pod does have 2 shields in it. That's like, clearly the most important thing to get out of it.
I don't like this dungeon. Alright, so zer0rush going to head down the right side one last time, or hopefully for one last time, because he's going to go beat the dungeon.
Did he do Stalfos Basement?
No. That would require another trip around if you wanted to also beat Helmasaur.
Yeah, so right. I mean, I know how inconvenient it is if you don't want to unlock the middle door. I'm just uh, thinking that neither of the runners has done it, and there's no reason there couldn't be something in there because, as you um, said, it logically requires 0 keys.
It requires either one small key or the bow and the hammer. But making the... I say it's the right call because beating the dungeon's more important than anything else you can do. So zer0rush going to go ahead and finish out Pod while he's here. At least the boss.
Yeah, it's just another sort of orphan check.
Mm-hmm. And that's just a you know, that's a choice you have to make, you know. And all dungeons key sanity. When the goal is to beat all dungeons, may as well beat the dungeons.
And Alex just discovered that lovely desert big key locked behind the ice big key, locked behind the Hera big key.
Mm-hmm. The required cape somewhere in there mixed in.
So I'm assuming Zer will do Swamp after this.
I can see him doing Swamp, yeah, because it'd be pretty prudent to try and see if you can get the Ice Rod or Castle Tower small key before you climb the mountain. Wow, very nice spin speed setup there on Helmasaur for zer0rush. Getting 4 quick hammer hits on Helmasaur to finish him off.
Yeah, that would be pretty nice, actually, if the Castle Tower small key and the Ice Rod are in Swamp and the runners can just totally go mode their final climb up Death Mountain.
That would be too nice, though. Alex. Okay. Oh.
At least you remembered that blue goop from the old man.
Goodness gracious. Runner's making me sweat today.
And maybe after Swamp you do Pyramid Fairy if you're not in go mode?
Actually, yeah, I could probably see him going into Pyramid Fairy. It's right here after Swamp, so you may as well do it, I guess. Pyramid Fairy is 100% logic because we have, you know, all the required tools to beat the dungeons it's behind. So I could see something maybe being there, like another pot key or, you know, what have you.
Hey, are we gonna get a burb toss?
I mean, I don't do them. I see no reason.
Oh, and there's that. What were you gonna say? Oh, just nope about the burb toss.
Mm-hmm.
We got our desert small key there, which now opens those 2 checks on the right side.
Hey, that's our first Skullwood small key. We've made it so far.
So clearly the game expected you to come into Swamp quite a bit earlier.
Yes. Yes, indeed. I don't actually remember if we've seen the Desert Big Chest or not. I know we saw Landmo from zer0rush.
No, we haven't. He just went straight to the back. So there are 3 checks left in Desert. So maybe do that after Pyramid Fairy, just in the name of, you know, trying to get as much out of the way as possible before climbing the mountain.
We never did find that Swamp Big Key, so assuming we don't find it here, we're not going to check the Big Chest.
Probably do left side, though, since it's key sanity. And he even has the bomb in hand for it.
That cane block is a little too far to the right. There you go. Having a little trouble with this.
I've seen runners jump in with the cane block. I've never seen them, throw in the cane block and not go in themselves.
Yeah, I think what he meant to do was to pick the cane block up while he was still charged his sword. That way he could just lose the sword charge. But I think he pressed the button a little too early, so he wasn't all the way in the rail. That is I believe that's our fourth GT small key, unless we missed something. I don't know.
And we have what to make Relkin absolutely overjoyed now.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to call it early here. See you guys later. Nah. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of shields, so seeing mirror shield, kind of raising my blood pressure a little bit.
But think how easy it makes Laser Bridge if we have to do it. But no, and you are right, we do have all the GT small keys.
Yeah, so I could say that I do actually use the mirror shield on Laser Bridge if I have low health and I don't want to risk messing up my laser skips, so I will give the mirror shield that. And zer0rush messing up Diver Down once again.
Yeah, that time the block was too high. And at this point in the game, every time a small key appears, you have that second or two of hope that could this be the other castle tower small key?
Only to be melee crushed by a text box saying, nope, it's just a useless one. I could be like Sabotender and say no every time a small key comes up.
That was a pretty good impression.
You sounded in distress, man. What can I say? I like this from zer0rush. He's trying to go for triples here. This is something you can do with Master Sword.
Yeah, and he got one, and since they're an odd number of our guy, as long as you get one triple, well, now he blew it. I was going to say, as long as you get one triple, then you can just do doubles the rest of the way.
Missed the third fire rod shot there. Only needs one more hit. Spin on Argus. Gets him down. No!
Yes, but now we think how much more we can check in pod.
Oh, one check. Oh boy, I can't wait. Shouts to Sabotender.
Who's probably still asleep given the time difference.
Yeah. zer0rush is not doing Pyramid Fairy. He's going back to the desert.
And the thing is, zer0rush could actually do 2 checks in pod if he is willing to loop around. He can do the big key chest and then down to Stalfo's basement.
Mm-hmm. Okay, bit of note. Alexhax is a little low on arrows, health, and bombs for this Vidi fight. It's going to be a little hard to try and deal with this. What he could do is use that green potion and pull out the cape and just do some spins. That's what he should be doing. Or, oh, he has a blue potion still.
He has another blue. Did he buy it?
I guess. I don't think we've seen another one. Okay. Pulling out the cape. Alexhax, you gotta spin. You gotta spin, buddy. There you go.
Yeah, fighter sword strats against Vitreous. Oh, another. Okay, so now we can full clear pod if we want to.
He will not have enough arrows to kill Vidi, so this will be a slower Vidi endgame.
And Desert's a bust.
So he just needs six hammer hits here, and he's done. 3, 4, 5. Oh, I guess he got some spins on our Vidi.
Yeah, he got one spin first.
Well, he must have gotten another spin amongst the spins among the little eyeballs whenever Vidi poked his head out.
Okay, so zer0rush is abandoning 3 pod chests and 2 chests at Pyramid Fairy, but I think we've seen everything else off Death Mountain that we can get at.
Yeah, I think I see him going into GT here instead of Turtle Rock because he does not have Ice Rod still.
Well, he needs to use the portal here anyway, and he'll open Turtle Rock when he gets through the portal.
Yes, but I think he'll go into GT instead of Turtle Rock at this point.
And if Ice Rod still doesn't show up in GT Basement, do you then go to Turtle Rock and hope that the Ice Rod's in there?
Yes. 100% yes. Although I actually might climb GT first.
Well, the thing is, you climb GT, then you kind of want to finish off Aga 2 so you don't make the climb twice, but then you have to climb Death Mountain twice, and we're both wrong. He's just
I'm a liar
straight off.
He could just opt to protect the front, though, like some people are saying in chat.
He could also save his portal.
He could. It would take a lot of damage to get him down to low health. We'll see.
It doesn't take that much on Laser Bridge.
Yeah, we don't have red mail yet. We could be getting it soon. That's pod key number 5.
Yeah, and as you were saying about the logic, you know, the game wants you to go into TR before beating pod, and Alex is not having much luck with his fire rod shots there on Landmo.
zer0rush is gonna continue on deeper into Turtle Rock. Like I said before, I would be doing GT before this. Like, zer0rush doesn't know it, but he does have a pretty substantial lead over Alex at this point in terms of dungeon clears.
I mean, Ice Rod shows up here. Theoretically, if Ice Rod and Castle Tower Small show up in here, we're in go mode. We could be looking at 145.
Could be even less, depending on where things end up, but 145 is, I guess, is a decent estimate. We have all 4 Turtle Rock keys. Go ahead.
Didn't you get some ridiculously fast time this week?
It was a 149, I want to say.
Still, sub 150 in this mode is not something you get a chance to do too often.
True.
I'm guessing you were in go mode before you hit GT?
Yes, actually. Both go mode big keys were in Swamp, which was the last crystal, I want to say. So, yeah.
Because, yeah, if you do see a sub 150 in this mode, it's usually because they were in go mode before GT.
All right, so we're now going to see the big bomb on Alexhax's side. We did not see this from zer0rush. Trying to set up damage boost dashes, not getting them though. Gonna give up on that.
So zer0rush down to Mimic Cave. And after that, the Big Chest, Crystal Roller, and Laser Bridge. And then presumably GT.
All right, what's here? Oh no. Oh no. I hate that. I hate that so much.
And meanwhile, zer0rush finds our 4th bottle.
Yay!
I would like to note that all 4 bottles have had potions in them. No fairies, no bees, no empties.
Alex, what are you doing? I guess he's going back to pod for I guess he's going to the back of pod?
Yeah, I guess he never went to the back of pod, so that's, 6 more checks.
I'd at least go see what that shovel was, because you just got that.
Yeah, I mean... Wait, no, he's... Oh yeah, he is in Dark World. Sometimes I get confused at the entrance to Eastern and Pod.
All right, Laser Bridge. Small key to Dark Palace. That's the last pod key. Goodness gracious.
Well, I think we know where we need to go after GT if we're still not in go mode.
All right, so Turrock not having really anything noteworthy except for those pod keys to put pod in logic. So my prediction about the pedestal wasn't exactly right, but Pendant Dungeons nonetheless, having all the pod keys.
That was a nice jump by Alex there to avoid going into the pit.
Yeah, that happens sometimes if the bonk is a little bit off, but you're still in a decent position.
The game mechanics here. Sometimes I just give up trying to figure them out.
And with that small key usage on this door here, we will not be seeing any new checks from Alexhax's side. He will be getting that half magic, which he will appreciate seeing that.
And zer0rush enters GT, and I'm thinking if you don't get go mode here, you've landed on the pyramid, might as well just run over to pod at that point, right?
We got places to be. Oh, zer0rush does actually have all 4 GT small keys. Tracker only shows 3, but he has 4 on his HUD.
He could open the middle door here just because.
He could.
Okay. That is our second castle tower key. Ice Rod mode, anyone?
Fun times. So now zer0rush could definitely climb GT here if he wanted to, and then maybe do Castle Tower afterwards. He'd definitely like to see the Ice Rod show up beforehand, though.
That also means Ped's officially dead.
Yes, it is. 100%.
Yes, obviously the best thing would be finding Ice Rod somewhere here in GT basement, and you can just run over, finish off
Turrock.
TR.
Yeah, so if the Ice Rod shows up in here, you'll see zer0rush taking a Death Warp to save that portal, most likely.
Yeah, because it's faster to run up from the old man than to go all the way through TR again.
Mm-hmm. I think it saves about a minute, I want to say, of traversal.
I can believe it.
It's if set up well enough.
There's our sewers key.
The most useless key at this point. Oh my goodness.
Ice Rod on a tablet?
Oh, he could definitely check that. Yeah, in fact, he might check it now. Yeah, he's going to check it now. Oh, but this would actually get rid of his portal if he does
Kills
this.
the portal, yeah.
All right, well, that's the price you pay, I suppose. I probably would have waited, maybe. But
Yeah. I would have at least finished the basement.
Yeah, if it
And
shows
then
up,
you can
I will
do the
take
death
back.
warp to preserve the portal.
Dang it. Oh, get out of here.
Thieves Town Big Chest, anyone? Just what you don't want to see, more spots opening up.
All right, that does kill Pyramid Fury, by the way. We just saw the shovel check on Alex's side. I think at this point, so the only check that is in logic we have not seen yet is that pod Stalfos basement chest. And I don't see Alex going back for that anytime soon. So this is like on the path for zer0rush now at this point. Finding the ice rod. What are you doing, zer0rush? Thank you. Oh my goodness. Yes, Jitters. That is indeed correct. No one has checked Pod Stalfos basement. That chest is forever forgotten.
Except that Zero now has the full set of keys, so I think that's got to be your next destination after GT if you don't turn up the ice rod.
Alexhax about to go fight off Mothula here in a little bit after getting his health back from his death warp.
Well, you were saying about the red mail making death warps harder, so on some level just as well that he lost the portal, though he's down to 6 hearts anyway.
Yeah, that red mail is just, I guess, nice to have, really. It doesn't really make a huge difference either way.
And French vanilla, too.
Yeah, it's almost to the big chest, which I hope zer0rush checks, because that's... Sometimes people forget to check this chest in things like All Dungeons Key Sanity. Which, as I say that, uh-oh.
I mean, you can still do it after Ice Armos. It's a little bit slower, but you can. Not even powdering Bob.
GFE, say... Stop. Stop right there, GFE. Very nicely done NMG Armos, Ice Armos fight there. Oh no.
Maybe the Skullwood's big key is going to be in the big chest here, and now he is remembering that he needs to open the big chest.
Alright, so he's not leaving the big chest behind. Okay, I can breathe easy now. He's going to skip Tile Room, though.
Yeah, that's a bit surprising. I was about to say, would it have been easier to just go north, open the middle door because you have so many keys, and then do Tile Room?
Will say though, Tile Room is decently still close to Turtle Rock, so leaving this behind is not the worst play. Considering he has to go through Turtle Rock all the way again anyway.
Yeah, it's just... It probably has the Skull Woods big key in it, let's be real.
Ugh. More nastiness.
I mean, it's the only thing left to complete our big key collection, right?
Right. So now zer0rush can actually kill Aghanim without any backlash, because now that his portal is gone anyway, it does not matter, so he can just kill him and be done with him. So the checks that we have left in the game are these 4 up here in the tower climb, Tile Room, the leftover checks like the pod Stalfos basement. I guess Harmless Hellway and Big Key chests are also unchecked.
Right, and then we have the big chests of Swamp and Thieves. We have Bombo's tablet now that we found the book.
That's also true, yes. Oh no, we did see Hair Basement. Never mind, that was earlier. That was the bug net. I want to say that's all the checks. We know the pedestal can't have the ice rod, so that's done.
It'll be funny if it's in Stalfos' basement.
Yeah, I feel really bad to see it there. Oh yeah, Green Pendant has also not been turned in. That's
oh yeah.
Thing. Alex actually could have done that on his... No, he couldn't. He didn't beat Swamp. He actually hasn't gone to Swamp yet.
Okay, so that makes Pod an even more attractive play as the next thing to do if you don't turn up the ice rod here.
Interesting enough, that is... I get what Alex is going for here. He actually doesn't have the Swamp Big Key yet.
Well, 2 more checks left up here.
Alex is going to go ahead and do Tile Room now.
Well, I guess we'll find out in a hurry then whether we were supposed to. And opening all these chests wasn't all for naught because we did get the required final castle tower key.
Exactly.
And maybe one of those other keys that we found up here will lead to the ice rod, in which case it was absolutely necessary to do everything down here. How often do silvers show up in that chest?
I don't know. All right.
I mean, you'd think it would be 1 in 216 because logically silvers can be absolutely anywhere, but they seem to show up there a lot more often than you'd expect.
All right, so this Tile Room did not have it, so GT did not have the ice rod, so it is somewhere out there still. In one of the few bad checks that we have left in this game. So the green pendant turn in, the 3 checks in pod we left behind, these big chests, Swamp Big Chest. Have I missed anything else, Drossi?
Bombo's tablet?
Bombo's tablet, yeah, there we go. So is that 7 checks, I think?
Let's see, 4 over... Yeah, though zer0rush doesn't know that since he hasn't been to Pyramid Fairy yet.
That's true, yeah.
You know, at the rate this seed's going, it wouldn't surprise me if Bombos is vanilla.
We wouldn't need it. It's too little too late at that point, but yeah.
Well, with having already collected the keys and opened the chests on the way up, zer0rush will need to get that one key out of the weird room where it's surrounded by all those pots, but and the one off that archer. But other than that, he can just kind of charge Aga. So, how many blue balls do we think we'll have today with how this seed's been going? Relkin, you got a guess there?
I'm a nice guy. 0.
0 for zer0rush.
No. 0 for everyone.
Our tracker, Dark Diplomat, thinks 6. And by the way, shout outs to Dark Diplomat, who is backtracking for us after a bit of a hiatus and is right on top of the ball as always.
Thank you so much, man. We won't get more than an 11. Won't get more than 7.
You might even be right about the 0.
Oh, won't get more than 3. Any guess over 3 is already wrong. Hey!
Wow! Nice guess there. And also shout outs to Smiling Indian in chat.
zer0rush, that's too high.
But with so few checks left, you know, there've got to be swords in 2 of them as well.
Yeah, I was actually thinking the same thing. The swords are out there as well, and we have access to every check in the game at this point that, you know, could still have ice rods. So we're going to see the green pennant turn in here first, which we could have seen on Alex's side, but we didn't.
I mean, there could always be a vanilla sword on Ped.
I keep forgetting he hasn't beaten Swamp.
I mean, I don't disagree with Alex's strategy. He's like, well, I have all 7 crystals, might as well just do GT. Zero, he's doing 2 checks in Pyramid Fairy rather than 3 in Pod.
He may actually be doing Bombo's Tablet.
Oh, that's true too. You are right.
He actually he could go into Swamp. Oh, wait. He hasn't done a shovel? Where is he going?
No, he hasn't gotten the shovel yet, so we're... Oh. No, this isn't how you do... He's confused.
Hello.
I was gonna say, yeah, if you were gonna do Thieves' Big Chest, you wouldn't use that portal. Well, there's Tempered. Gonna be a quick cannon fight.
Another sword locked sword. 2 sword locked. Alright, we're not gonna see Swamp after all.
I guess he's doing Pyramid Fairy now?
Yes.
I mean, he does have a good-sized lead, but this will definitely give Alex some time to catch up, probably finish GT. But zer0rush can do it the way the game intended you to. Yeah, so that tempered sword was locked by both 2 other swords and GT.
Mm-hmm.
Really makes you wonder where Butter is.
You never really see this path to the shovel check.
Yeah, but it works.
It does. Where to next, zer0rush?
I would sure hope Pod. No.
Spike Cave?
Spike Cave? Like, why are one-offs more attractive than 3 chests in Pod? I don't get it.
I don't know. Got to keep in mind as well that Alex has not beaten Swamp yet, so he still has to go beat Argus too. So that's more time that Alex needs to gain on zer0rush.
Okay, where's...
Has he not been to Catfish?
No, he did Catfish pretty early.
Pod?
Maybe, yeah, I'm thinking maybe this is finally the Pod check.
Okay.
And Alex is almost up GT now, though, as you said, he's not particularly caught up because they're still separated by Swamp.
Yeah, and also the Aga Tower clear as well.
Oh, right. Did we find anything useful in TR?
The pod keys to do the rest of these checks.
Fair.
I think maybe we saw a big key to maybe was that in TR? Swamp?
No, that was in GT.
Okay. Right, I think it was behind Ice Ramos. Yeah, there we go. Oh, getting back to the corner there by Moldor. Oh, no, he didn't hold it.
Hey, Mothula's in Logic now.
Yay! Gosh, that's a great small key. Okay, it wasn't there. We can rest easy that it wasn't sitting in that chest.
But yeah, logically, you know, the game wanted you to get all those pod keys out of Turtle Rock before you could even finish Skull Woods.
Or pod, for that matter.
So Alex picks up his silvers. He'll be able to use them on Argus.
And finally, the last check-in pod, Harmless Elway. At this point, all zer0rush has left is Swamp Big Chest and Thieves Big, maybe?
Yeah. I was so sure it was going to be pod, and it was so not pod. Hey, did Alex just get a triple there?
I think so. Not there, though. He got a single, at least. I think at this point that means that Istrod was behind GT.
So we're gonna see Thieves' Big Chest first.
Yes, he has not done Tile Room, chat. Yes, but he has made the choice to leave that behind.
Oh, and it apparently wasn't a triple. 2 of the balls only counted once.
Okay.
One of the more annoying glitches in the game.
So Aga 2 down for Alex. I guess he'll be going to finish up Aga Tower here.
Yeah, he hasn't even been in there, so that's 2 checks for him as well.
Nice God Pixel. I like to see it.
And he likewise, okay, now he remembers that, oh yeah, I have silvers.
So assuming this isn't a Skull Big Key, we're going to see zer0rush go to Swamp after this.
So what do you think? Will Swamp have it, or will Swamp have the Skullwoods Big Key and Skullwoods has it?
At this point, I'm expecting Skull Big.
Because Skull Big could still be sitting on Trinex or on Ped.
Right. So now zer0rush has a clear lead because I'm pretty sure we have pretty much checked everything else at this point. This is the only check we have left. This is our last location.
Nothing like a last location after 200 checks.
Yeah. All dungeons, key sanity, my dude. Ah, you missed that. You missed the anti-fairy skip there, zer0rush. Sorry, buddy.
And Alex didn't just kind of, take out his boomerang to get that key. He spent a bit of time fighting the other guard.
That other guard can be a bit annoying. Oh man, taking 2 falls in that last room. Alright, Ice Rod or Skull Big? What is it? Skull Big! Oh, I love it when I'm right, except when I don't.
Boy.
Except I hate it too.
So every single big key was required this seed.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Wow. You're absolutely right. Hera Big Key was required for the cape. Big Key being behind it. Ice Palace Big Key locking the Desert Big. The Thieves, sorry, the Swamp Big locking the Skull Big. Oh my goodness.
I'm not sure I've ever seen a key sanity where every single big key was hard required.
Oh, chat being a little technical with us. The Hyrule Castle Big Key, yes, that wasn't required either. I mean, sorry, that wasn't required.
And at 157.54, zer0rush is in go mode.
Wow, it's like we didn't see that coming or anything.
I don't know, Gamma got a 204 go mode the other day.
So I'm guessing Alex will probably be heading to Swamp here because he has the ability to full clear it. Yeah.
So now I guess the only remaining question is, will Trinex give them butter, or is butter vanilla on Ped.
Well, we'll find out in like 2 to 3 minutes. 3 minutes, I guess.
Either way, our fourth sword is likewise locked behind two other swords.
That's correct.
So the one in ice was necessarily fighter, and the one on Vitreous was necessarily master. And if you're in zer0rush's position, you know, the one redeeming feeling here is that, well, at least this was such a god-awful location that my opponent isn't gonna be doing any better. Though Alex won't have to double dip Swamp, but at the same time, he'll see that Skullwoods big key. It's not like he's gonna go mode the rest of Swamp and immediately run to Skullwoods after.
Oh, didn't quite get the poke dash strat there on the pokies. The pokey dash strat.
So what do we think collection rate's gonna be? Definitely north of 200, but there were a few things like Checkerboard Cave, you know, you see the item, you don't go for it, likewise, Cave 45.
Yeah, it'll be in the 200s, I think.
I remember last season, I forget what week it was, maybe Cross Keys week, but we had a runner who managed a collection rate of 214. I love it when runners can pull off that cane dash.
Yeah, and without having to kill the mini Helmosaur too. That makes that to mean you did the absolute fastest.
I just realized zer0rush got in 4 hits on the Firehead before he had to use another shot. You don't see that too often either.
Yeah, if you shoot him from the back like that, you can get 4 hits with Tempered. All right, so sword, is it here or is it pedestal?
Okay. And if we were counting items, we'd know it was on the pedestal. Oh, Bombos, clearly.
Yep, Bombos is on the pedestal. So swirly coin on the pedestal. And just a quick save and quit because we're in the Dark World and we have just beaten Aga and have the mirror. We'll end up on the pyramid to go drop into Ganon. I like to start doing a little game here. How many teleports total, extra teleports will Ganon give us?
I'm thinking maybe 5.
When I say extra, I mean he always does 1 teleport per part of the phase. So any teleports after that are extra. There's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 3 so far. 4. 5. 5 it is.
What do you know? You got the Aga Blue Balls, I got the Ganon Teleports.
Oh, did you actually say 5? I missed that.
Yeah, I said 5.
Nice triple there.
And GG's. Assuming he crosses the bridge, of course.
And with that, zer0rush has finished first place in this match with the official racetime.gg time of 2:03:52. Get your GGs in chat for him. Alex is still making his way back to Argus. Not sure if he's seen the dot done yet. Although he might have.
Does Alex not have usable audio?
He does not.
Ah.
There it is. Okay, so he's seen the dot done, and he has officially forfeit. So, we will be trying to get both the runners in for an interview. At least zer0rush. zer0rush is here with us, and there he is. GG to zer0rush.
Hello. Good games.
Yeah, how about those big keys?
I had all of them.
And you needed all of them.
Yes, that is accurate. I did in fact need every single one of them, which is not a good feeling.
I mean, it wasn't that much over 2 hours for all that.
We are also joined by Alexhax. GG's to you as well.
GG's.
GG's. But yeah, I mean, a little over 2 hours isn't too terrible considering I literally checked every location in the game except GT Tile Room. So that's fine. I didn't have to double dip much given that it's an AD seed or Key Sanity seed, so that was nice. I mean, obviously at the end I had to double dip like 4 extra dungeons, but that's just kind of how it goes, I guess.
Well, required double dip of like Skull Woods.
Yeah. I think there were pod keys in Swamp too, I'm pretty sure. So technically that was a required double dip as well.
Mm-hmm. There were pod keys in both Swamp and TR.
Yeah.
And what did you think of the sword placement? Actually, that's a question for both of you. What did you guys think of the sword placement?
Actually, at first I thought I didn't read the rules for this week's seed correctly, and got kind of worried it was on swordless. So I was quite happy after I found my first one.
Yeah, I got my first one at like 40. I think it was an Ice Palace, like 40 some minutes.
Yeah, and what we learned was that that was the required fighter sword.
Yeah.
Right, actually Alex
Yeah,
did.
because Master Sword was on Vidi, and Tempered was on the tablet, which was in the book was in GT, and the last sword was on TR, which was also GT locked. So, yeah, there weren't any other weapons. There were literally no other swords. Fun stuff.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see in your credits, like, you know, all the sword-related stats, like boss kills by number of swords and time of first sword.
Yeah, most of them should be Master Sword.
Well, you
But
got
yeah,
like
I'm just,
Heron Eastern swordless and thieves.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just glad going back to Hera paid off after Thieves Town, because I got both a small and big, and I was like, well, this is a sign, clearly. So, and luckily I did, because it was Hera big on blind to Cape in Hera big chest to Ice Palace big on Bumper Cave, and then there was another big key in Ice Palace big chest, I think.
That was the Desert Big Key.
Yeah. It's just it was a nightmare. The early game routing was really nice though, like the early boots and flute and mitts into like hammer and flippers and desert kinda. I kinda had almost everything I needed in like 30 to 40 minutes other than keys. And
And
ice
the
rod.
early mirror you forgot about when you went into Dam for the first time.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I also forgot to mirror like 3 times and sank. And then the one time I did remember, I already had boots, so it only saved like half a second. I do remember that.
Yeah, Alex got the boots pretty quickly. You went to CAC pretty quickly, but then didn't have the bottle vendor money.
Yeah, that was quite unfortunate. I mean, getting the flute from the uncle actually helped me not to lose too much time there because I could just flute back and get my mitts a little bit later. But the early game worked out actually pretty well, finding both flute and mirror on uncle.
But I guess going back to the early game, what made the biggest difference between the two of you was actually hammer. I don't know if you had a chance to compare notes on that.
That was basically last week at this point.
Yeah. There was hammer again.
It was in desert.
Oh, it was in desert, yeah.
With the flippers, yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Because, Zero, I was actually kind of surprised when you were just like really early on. Well, I have flute and mirror and mitts. I'm going to desert. And that was actually where the not having the bottle vendor money immediately made a big difference for Alex. That
Oh yeah. Yeah, I went there immediately because that's one, I could see the Meyer medallion, and 2, that's at least 5 item checks. Because I had mirror, I could super bunny the Meyer shed, checkerboard cave, and desert, and it was all fairly quick. Yeah, I did that really early. I did that before even going to Mini Moldorm Cave.
Oh, there we go. 3 swordless, 3 fighters, 5 master, 1 tempered, 1 gold.
Yeah. 0 deaths though. Look at that.
Sub 200. I'm amazed.
Yeah, there's a lot of items on the ground that were not picked up. But the actual only location I didn't check was Tile Room and GT.
And pedestal, but you knew you didn't need it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But yeah, any other thoughts from either of you? We should probably let Alex get over to the German interview soon.
Well, just thanks for having us restreamed. It's always a big pleasure to be restreamed. And yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't quite keep up with zer0rush's experience and skill, but I hope the show was alright and you guys were entertained.
With a seed like that, I'm not sure entertained is the right word, but it was interesting. It was, a challenge seeing where you guys would actually find your progression.
Yeah, that seed did not go how it seemed like it was going to go at the beginning. Kind of looking for the ice rod for like an hour, basically. Because that was the only reason I didn't rush right into GT. It's because I needed both 1 castle key and 1 ice rod. So.
Yeah, I was thinking you were going to go into GT first, but you proved me wrong.
Yeah, well, I only had 2 pod keys, so GT wasn't even in logic yet, so I didn't want to like get too out of whack.
Fair enough.
But yeah, other than that, thanks for restreaming, thanks for commentating. Thanks for making my morning miserable.
No
Hey, it's your
problem.
afternoon now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks so much once again. GG's to you both, and we'll sign off here real quick. Drossi, take us away.
Yeah, so just to keep you all in the loop, we have quite a few races coming up in the next few hours that you might want to tune into. Soonest is actually going to be in 45 minutes right over on SpeedGaming 3. We will have Dataplet with Forfeiters Are Us versus T-Stew with Double Dippers. And then we have a trio of races at 210 on SpeedGaming Prime, SpeedGaming 4, and SpeedGaming 6. So with that also, make sure to give all those SpeedGaming channels a follow because we're using all of them today. And also give the ALTTPR League channels, main and 2 through 4, a follow because we've got some interesting Open League matches also going on as both leagues head towards the playoffs now, and a lot of teams are on the verge of clinching at this point. So it'll be interesting to see, what happens later today and how many playoff spots get locked up by the time the day's over. And thanks again to our tracker, Dark Diplomat. And Relkin, it was great calming with you.
Yeah, this was a fun time, Drossi. Glad to do some comms.
And have a good rest of your day.
See you guys later.